Old Fisherman back with you again. Lake Monticello. We're going to try to catch some white perch. I got two on here as we speak, trying to pull them in. Monticello white perch coming in the boat. Hey, you gotta love it. Look at that. Two nice white perch coming in. Hey, and I caught one of them on my old homemade Gulp Shrimp. Look at that, people. I want to show you something. Look at here. That's a nice one, ain't it? See my homemade Gulp Shrimp. Poured me some plaster of Paris and I made me a Gulp Shrimp. And I caught one on the spoon. I made me a few white, cream white colors and a couple new penny colors with some old rubber. I melted it down off some jigs and made me a little bowl with a Gulp Shrimp. I wanted to see if I could catch them on it, see if the scent make a difference. Right there I caught one, but I hadn't been catching none this morning. I've been fishing about an hour and that's the first two fish I caught, I'll be honest with you. I dropped on a spot here and we'll see if we can get them going on Lake Monticello. Hopefully we can get them back going. I kind of caught them two and then I had to turn off the camera so I might get off of it, but we're going to try Lake Monticello. I've been having a hard time this morning finding some fish. I hadn't been here in about 3 days and they wasn't nowhere up there, no fish up there where I've been catching. If they was up there, they wouldn't bite, I'll tell you that. And I pulled in here and I caught them two and turned on the camera while I was bringing them up, so it kind of drifted back a little bit. Hopefully they'll come back in and we can catch some more. I wasn't sure. I was thinking there for a while maybe it was my homemade jig, but it wasn't. I just hadn't been on no fish the other day. Lake Monticello, my homemade jigs of catching a few fish. I hope. Actually, that was on the spoon, so that wasn't on the homemade jig. That's a good Monticello white perch right there, people. Ain't nothing wrong with him. I done that just to see if that fin had anything to do with it, and it might. Hey, it probably does for the catfish. But I got it out there. I got my homemade jigs out there, and we're gonna give it a shot and see if we can find some Monticello white perch with the old Cumberland homemade Gulp Shrimp. I poured them things, made me a little mold, and poured them, and of course that's a lot of work. But hey, I couldn't find no Gulp Shrimp. I went all over Columbia this weekend. I could not find any, and I'm out. I mean, my wife found a couple little packs of natural color, and that's not my favorite color, but I hadn't put them on yet this morning. But she found a couple naturals. There's a few perch out here. They're not really grouping up under me like I want them to. I'm gonna try to find them. So it's nice ones. There's a couple I've caught, nice ones. So there's some around here. We're gonna hang in here and see if we can call them in. 35 foot right here, and see if we can find a few. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. Lake Monticello again on a Monday morning catching white perch, this time on a homemade Gulp Shrimp. You got to love it. A homemade Gulp Shrimp. It ain't that pretty. Hey, I'll show it to you up close. It ain't that pretty, but hey, it's homemade. You got to love that part of it. Look at this thing. I made that. I made a little mold and made that. And there's another one. This is kind of put some reds in it and got a new penny look. It looks about the same, but hey, it don't have the scent on it. And the rubber's a lot tougher, so they'll last longer. So if they bite it, the homemade ones will last longer than the Gulp product. But that, hey, I don't know if catfish will bite it. I don't know if they're biting it from the scent or if they're biting it from the sight. And that's what we're trying to find out here today on Lake Monticello with the Old Fisherman. Trying to experiment with a new jig that he made today and see if it'll work. Poured my own to save a dime. Actually, it ain't for saving a dime because, hey, I bought all the plaster of Paris stuff and then melted down the jigs and burnt up my pan trying to melt the thing. It cost me more money than I could have bought them, but anyhow, we giving it a shot just to see. Can't find no doggone Gulp Shrimp. Everybody's looking at my shows and they're buying all the Gulp Shrimp up now. Old Fisherman can't even get none. I reckon I'm had to order some. But caught a couple with it. I can say that. The fish has been slow. I done been to other spots this morning. I couldn't get a bite. I thought, man, these new Gulp Shrimps ain't no good. And then I come out here and I caught a couple on it. So maybe it ain't the shrimp. Maybe it's just one of them days the fish ain't biting that good yet. And they might pick up into the day and the water's real high. So every time they pump that water in overnight, it's not real good. And it's probably just a matter of finding them where they at more than not biting. So when they fill this lake up, a lot of times them fish go shallow and they could be anywhere out here on this flat. So you basically got the room till you find them or try to call them in, and that's what we're going to do. But I mean, I caught them a couple. So there's some around here. You know, it tells me some around here. So we're going to keep struggling around here. Might not make a good show today. We don't know. But we're going to try. And I might have to go to the real Gulp Shrimp to make them bite it. I don't know. I'm experimenting. I'm experimenting on this because if I can make my own jigs, I poured probably 30 of them jokers. Well, if they bite them, that's a lot of jigs. And they ain't perfect. They ain't beautiful. But, hey, I think they'll work if you get them on fish. It's like any time else. Anything will work if you got them on biting fish. And with my method of fishing, I'm thinking I can make them bite it if I get on fish. I got on them couple and then they left. I don't know what the deal is with these fish. They act like they wanted to bite, then I turn on the camera and then they quit biting. So, don't know. And we might have to put the single jig out there and see if we get them going. Or it might not be many on this spot, but we're going to keep hammering at them until we find them. I might go over and try to catfish in a minute. I'm looking over there and I see a boat sitting there about where I want it to go, so don't know if they biting or not. Don't know. So it's going to be we're in the searching mode. The Old Fisherman is going to try to find some fish before the day is over and get us on some of these Monticello white perch or catfish today, hopefully. But right now, I caught them couple and I thought we was going to start something, and that was it. They left. So that's the way it is, fishing with these jokers. Now, when I left them here last Friday, I didn't go Saturday, I didn't go Sunday. So I left them here last Friday. They're eating it up, but they were smaller fish. Now today, and see the moon was filled in. Now today the moon's going back. So it's going to make things a little bit more difficult, I'm afraid. It's something about the new moon and the full moon. These fish bite the best most of the time. I ain't going to say you can't find them. That was a bite. I ain't going to say you can't find them otherwise, but I'm saying that they seem to bite better when it's a full moon or a new moon. And I don't understand it, but that's the way it is. That's something I picked up over the years, even in the wintertime. They bite better on a full moon and a new moon out here like this. And where they at now, I don't know. It's a couple bumping it, whether they don't like my rig, I don't know. Now, I got another rod over here with a actually I got the doggone one of my new jigs on it too, so I don't have the real Gulp Shrimp on nothing. And we're not catching not right now. Well, I do have the Gulp Shrimp on my single rod. Maybe I'll yo-yo that. Tell you what, let's do. Let's see, make sure. I've got a natural on my single rod. I don't like the natural color as good as I do the new penny or the white or the molten. But we got a natural color. Let's drop it down with a single rod and see if that makes a difference. It's got the scent on it. And see if that makes a difference. All you can do is try. You never know. You never know what's going to happen, what they're going to do. All you can do is try. On Lake Monticello, trying to make something happen here this morning. I even tried crappies a while ago. Went in there where I said, well, maybe. Oh, there was one. Dropped the daggone single Gulp Shrimp out and one nailed it. So that tells me right there they want the doggone scent, maybe. Hey, they might not want my poor jig. I was hoping. I think this catfish. This catfish. See, them catfish for sure like that scent. This catfish. And that might be what's out there. Catfish. And that catfish creamed that doggone natural color. Creamed it. As soon as I put it down, they creamed it. That might be the key right there. The doggone Gulp Shrimp scent might make a difference. They might not like my poor jig. And that's why we're here today. We try to experiment. And I'm going to find out. I was so much hoping that they would hit my poor jig. because I got a bunch of them made. But, and I caught a couple on them. And when I get in fish, it'll probably work. But when they ain't half biting, might have to have that scent. That catfish sure hit that other one quick when I jerked it out there. Like the first jerk one nailed it. Hopped it across the bottom. So that's what we'll do right now. We'll take this doggone natural color on this 8-pound test and this ultralight and hop it across the bottom. Maybe we'll catch a catfish or two. I'm really a little shallow in water from what I want to catfish, but hey, high water, them suckers might be shallower too. I don't know. All we can do is try. Right now, it ain't a lot of fish under us, I'll be honest with you. Not a lot of fish under us. I'm gonna work on out the end of the ridge. I'm at 30 foot of water, so I'm a little shallow. A little shallow. Right, that doesn't hit it. I think that's a perch. But he hitting a single jig. He ain't big, little. They're hitting a single gulp shrimp with the scent. That's what I was afraid of. They probably didn't want my doggone homemade job.